Good evening, everybody. First, I'd like to thank the Libertarians, the Republican, and the Democratic committees for putting this on. My name is Detert. I first became an alderman in 2006. Right now, the way it stands, I've got more experience than all the board members combined. Even if I lose and two new people take over, I still have more years of service than they do. The only one that even comes close is the mayor, and he's 4 years short of mine. When you get into these things and you hear different people talk about the budget for the city, it's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand. We have $23 million in the coffers of the city of Troy. That makes you wonder why the streets aren't fixed. I know they brought up about Cherry Street. They've allocated another $75,000 to repair the street. When it was brought to their attention, Harold Horner, myself, and Rachel Detert all went to the mayor with the engineer that was doing the work, said this is the way it had to be done so they could unload telephone poles to where that little lot is beside it. The mayor wouldn't agree with us. Now they're spending another $75,000 to redo that street. The money's been allocated, nothing's been done. As far as city administrator, I'm the only one that's ever worked with a city administrator. My first night on the job in 2006 is when we hired Bob Frank. Wonderful guy. Here I am, I got to decide whether or not to vote for hire this gentleman, and I'd never seen him. I was in the dark, I will admit it. Anyway, we hired Bob. Bob did an excellent job. He really did. The reason he didn't stay was one, he was getting up in the years, and him and Fees couldn't get along, so Bob moved back to Kansas City. The reason we don't have a city administrator now is because they hired one, and the mayor told him, he said, this board may hire you, but the next board will fire you. That's not good. That's not good leadership. Like I said, I've been involved in this for so long, and they talk about a balanced budget. I'll just make this as simple as I can. Most people have a checking account and a savings account. You keep just enough money in a checking account to operate your daily operations. When you run low, you take money out of the savings account to fill the void. What the city has done is every year, when they go into their budget, they got the general budget is where they put the money, but they keep all the rest of the money over here. The money's there. Which brings up, why aren't the streets being fixed? I don't know. The board has fell apart in the last couple of years. I don't know if I kept it together. I can't answer that question. But I do know that there's been so much dissension amongst the board just in the last 2 years. I've worked with 19 different aldermen, 3 different mayors, 3 different city clerks, and we all seem to get along for a long time. But in the last few years, everything has kind of fell apart. I would like to get back on the board to bring that experience back to the board. If I am elected, we will hire a city administrator. It's desperately needed. You know, you can't have somebody that's trying to run a city that has absolutely no clue of how the future of the city. Do we want to bring in businesses? Yes, we do. We want to bring in businesses. We want to put them in the proper location. We don't want to just haphazardly stick them everywhere. There's certain things that we can't, people bring up planning and zoning. I know the apartments that went on Boone Street. There was absolutely nothing to be done for those. They just approved to put apartments where Highway J meets 47. Now, low-income housing, probably gonna be for a lot of younger people. There's no sidewalks. Those kids will be playing in the street, whether it be J, Boone Street, or 47. It should have never been allowed. It should have never been annexed into the city first, and then they turn around and bring in this apartment complex that's gonna have 60 units in it. They tried to put it in another part that it failed, which was the same scenario. They need some kind of judgment, a little bit of leadership, the people to stand up and demand, and that's part of my problem. I've been vocal my entire life. I'm not afraid to tell people what I think. It offends people sometimes, but it is what it is. Like I said, I've been on the board since 2006. I miss Mark Cross. Mark was a great gentleman. He really was. I think Mark had a vision for the city, and he tried his best to adhere to that vision. I would like to continue on with part of Mark's vision because I think it is so important for the city and for the citizens of Troy. We can bring in businesses. We're going to grow. We're going to grow either as a bedroom community, but we need to bring in the businesses as well. But we have to have a place for those businesses as well. Right now, the board wants to spend $1.5 million on a road that goes absolutely nowhere. Figure that one out. So, in closing, I would like for people to educate themselves on all them people that are running, not just Ward 3, Ward 2, Ward 1, school board, everything. Educate yourself. Understand everything before you go to the ballot box and vote. And also, in closing, I've run these campaigns for many a year. Anybody wants to see a picture, I've been bitten by a dog. I've been cussed at, I've been yelled at, I've been welcomed inside. You know, there's a lot of great people in Troy. There really is. But when you're out there, don't take it for granted that you can stick signs on the corner of a piece of property because it's at the corner lot. If it comes up missing, it's probably because the homeowner or the business owner took it out. But be careful in everything you do. Do your best. Like I said, I've been bitten by a dog 3 years ago. I blew my knee out, ripped my quad muscle off my kneecap on a Thursday, attended the meeting Monday night, and got criticized because I couldn't stand up for the American flag. I was lucky to be there. I had to be hauled laying down in the back of a car, the station wagon, put in a wheelchair and taken inside. So politics is a nasty animal. I'm not going to say it's not, it is. But like I said, everybody please be safe out there. Do your best. I wish everybody the best of luck, and may God bless you all. Thank you.